Good morning, guys. Welcome back. So, in the previous topic, we have concluded the three major relief features like the Himalayas, the Indo-Gangetic Plain, the Peninsular Plateau. Now, let us know the next topic related to what we call that as the Thar Desert. This is the fourth major relief feature as what we are discussing, the Thar Desert. Generally, when we heard about the desert, where it is only covered with sand, undulating, totally it is covered only with sand, and that region will be very difficult to make any type of vegetation. And as you know that camel is called ship of the desert. And about the desert importance, oasis, a place where the water is found in the desert. So such type of importance, that what we are going to discuss about the one what we call Thar Desert. And the Thar Desert is also known as the Indian Desert. What was the impact and what was the importance of this? Almost all the Thar Desert which lies leewards towards Aravalli ranges, and the rainfall which receive is very less. So that too, it's raining around about 100 to 150 millimeter per year. The rainfall ranging 100 to 150 millimeter per year. And almost all the western part of Rajasthan, as you know that it is also called Pink City. So, there in this western part of Rajasthan, it is completely with the arid region. Arid means where there is no water. Humid means where the water is there. So these two variations, what it makes here, almost all the part of the Thar Desert which lies to the western part of Rajasthan is only the region available or looks like arid. So, and here because of that, there is no proper vegetation. That means low vegetation. We can't make any type of cultivation. There it is highly impossible. The reason is that it is only covered with sand, and where there is no water, finding the scarcity of that, so hence the vegetation become very difficult. So low vegetation, and after some time what happened is like streams are going to be reappeared there in rainy season. So such type of appearance of rainy season is only the few in which what we are going to be noticed. And that was the importance like what we are seeing over there about the one what we call the Thar Desert. And there in this region, the only river which is going to be float called Luni. And with this, where the undulating, where there is no proper vegetation, with this up to some extent they may see the vegetation process because of the only river what we call Luni. Not only that, one more important, especially related to one what we call the Thar Desert, Indira Gandhi Canal is the longest canal in India, where it is passes around about 650 kilometers in our country. And this, as being over there, the region which we find humid, that is only because of Indira Gandhi Canal. So arid is turned to humid. Why? Because the longest canal which is floating. That is the reason that region becomes humid, and there is a scope for making of vegetation, and we make all such type of importance which is related to one what we call that as one more important major relief feature, what we call that as Thar Desert. So such type of importance and impact what we can able to know and understand regarding the one what we call Thar Desert. So all these major relief features are very important, and in this is what we have learned about the one what we call Thar Desert. So after completion of the fourth, like what we have seen regarding Himalayas, Indo-Gangetic Plain, Peninsular Plateau, and as well as Thar Desert, the next one what we are discussing about the one called the coastal plains. This is the next what we are discussing about the one what we call coastal plains. And here about the coastal plains, when you talk, especially when you talk about the coastal plains, The southern part of the peninsula plateau, which is bounded narrow towards the two, like Western Ghats to the west, Eastern Ghats to the east. So the coastal plains, when we are talking about this, it is towards the southern part of peninsula plateau, and there and then two divisions what we can make here, like Eastern Ghats to the east, Western Ghats to the west. So with such type of hilly tract which is going to be broken and found of only the three regions, like the regions are Konkan, Canara, Malabar coast. These are the three divisions where we can find only because of one what we call the coastal plains. The coastal plains are towards the southern part of peninsula plateau, and where these regions in which especially we are going to be find three important parts, the three divisions which they have been made, like Konkan, Canara and as well as Malabar. So these are the divisions what we are going to be find, and here especially towards the east, Bay of Bengal, towards the west, Arabian Sea, towards the east, Bay of Bengal, towards the west, Arabian Sea. And these especially towards the western side, it starts from Ran of Kutch, this is in Gujarat, and ends over there Kanyakumari. It starts from Ran of Kutch and it ends over there at Kanyakumari. So this is one more feature what we are going to be find over here. And here, how these coastal plains are made and how these part is having such type of importance. So that how can we get a clear picture means, like the two states like Maharashtra and as well as Goa, which is connected with one, the name of the coast is called Konkan coast. The two states like Maharashtra, Goa, that connectivity what we call that as Konkan coast. And the next what we call the Karnataka, in which what you are going to be find the coastal region, that is what we call Canara coast. So after that, coming to the Kerala, this is what we call Malabar coast. Like we are seeing nowadays, Malabar Gold, Khazana. So all these are the coastal names. So these are the divisions which they have been made, especially divided from these three parts, like what we are discussing about the coastal plains, that what we have seen and understood over here. So such type of importance are the impact what we have seen about these three. So with these, the other regions are also like towards the southern side, the state what we call Chennai or Tamil Nadu, that is the coast name what we call Coromandel. And coming to the next, to the adjacent of Telangana state what we call Andhra Pradesh. So that what it is connected with one what we call Sirkar coast. Not only that, coming to the next what we call Odisha, Utkal coast. So these are the coasts of these regions where it was bounded towards the east and as well as west, the divisions which made Bay of Bengal and as well as Arabian Sea. So with these, it was not accomplished, but here, like what we call the river Kaveri, the delta which we can see only there in the state what we call Tamil Nadu. And here talking about Andhra Pradesh, there are two important lakes, Kulleru Lake, Pulicat Lake. As you know that Pulicat Lake is nothing but saltwater lake, and Kulleru Lake is nothing but freshwater lake. That what we can find over there in Andhra Pradesh, and the coast is Sirkar for the Andhra Pradesh. So that was the importance what it lies. And especially the river Mahanadi, which we can find are seen over there in Odisha, and the name of the coast is called Utkal coast. So that what it says especially related to Odisha, and here one more lake is also present over there in the same state of Odisha, what we call that as Chiluka Lake. So all these are the importance what we are finding over there in this coastal plains, in which how these are bonded to the two regions. Not only that, like the rivers Godavari, Krishna, as they are taking birth over there in Maharashtra, and that drains and finally meets over there in Bay of Bengal. So these are the impact and importance what we are finding. These all are only related to the one what we have known and understand about the one what we call coastal plains. Such type of impact, such type of importance is known and learned with all these are the futures what we have understood in this. That is the one more future what we call the coastal plains. So at last, coming to the next, with that we are going to conclude this part. So as we have already discussed in this, India relief futures, all these are only a part and parcel of relief futures what we are discussing. The last relief future is only related to one what we call island. So in this, what was the impact especially related to one what we call island? Island is nothing but where the four sides water is covered with. Like peninsula, three sides where the water is covered, but we are talking about the islands. So the island basically what it says means where the water is covered from all sides or four sides, whatever you can say. So that impact and importance, that is what we are talking about the one. And there in these islands, there are two groups of island. One is Andaman Nicobar, the other one is Lakshadweep. These are the two islands what we are noticing over here. And these especially from Bay of Bengal to Andaman Nicobar. It stretches from Bay of Bengal to Andaman Nicobar. And coming to the next what we call Lakshadweep, it stretches from Arabian Sea to Lakshadweep. Bay of Bengal to Andaman Nicobar, Arabian Sea to Lakshadweep, where it stretches. And there in this importance of these islands, as what we are discussing, here we can find over there in this Andaman Nicobar various types of mountainous region, like Myanmar, Mountain Arcanioma, so Little Nicobar, Nicobar, all the various types of the names which they have been given, that all comes especially related to one what we call that as Andaman Nicobar Islands. And here one important feature to notice over here, in the year 2004, towards the southern part of Andaman Nicobar, a point called Indra Point. The Indra Point was emerged in the year 2004, that is only because of tsunami. Because of tsunami in 2004, the Indra Point which was submerged. So that was one more feature, especially when we talk about Andaman Nicobar, what we understood there about this importance. And these are the things what we are going to be find how this impact has been shown over there. So that's what it says regarding the one. And here, coming to the next one, Arabian Sea is stretching towards the Lakshadweep, and this area is covered nearly around about 32 square kilometers. 32 square kilometers. And Andaman Nicobar importance is that which is only existing because of volcanic origin, but whereas Lakshadweep is only existing because of coral origin. So these are the two variations what we are finding, especially related to one what we call Andaman Nicobar and as well as Lakshadweep. And here there in this coral origin in which is suitable for vegetation of flora and fauna. So all these are the features which we are going to be find and see. These all are the impact in which what we are finding that makes us clear how these islands are making such type of impact. And all these are only a part and parcel of one what we have discussed, the name Indian major relief futures or India major relief futures, Indian relief futures, whatever you call. As I said in the earlier, major landforms are nothing but mountains, plateaus and plains. So with a combination of all these futures, then that will be the one impact what we call relief futures. That was the conclusion here. So all these are only the one what we call major relief futures. How these futures are supporting, that makes us better. So here interestingly and important, especially the children while they are attempting any examination, little bit confusion, most of the children will get confused. To avoid that confusion, only the two things what I am pointing out to you once again. Andaman Nicobar is only the origin of volcanic, and Lakshadweep is only the origin of coral. So these two have to specifically specify, then the evaluator may give you a good scoring. So these are the tips you have to make, and that what it says how these all futures are supporting for us, and that what it says especially about the lesson what we understood and learned regarding Indian relief futures. That was it. Thank you.